Okay, I want to welcome all of you back. This is Ray Albert with Online Wealth. And today we're going to continue on with the Freedom Funnel and connecting everything together and getting everything all set up. Now, yesterday we concentrated on the capture page. And so now we're going to go to the thank you page. Now, we got to have a page for them to go to right after they fill out their information. So that's the page that we're going to create now. It's going to be the thank you page. So let's get right to it. So if you remember yesterday, this is our capture page that we created. We made this right here out of Canva. We created a background, so to speak, and this is going to be our opt-in page. So this is a way a funnel builder works, or a page builder works. You can have different elements on the page, and you can have drag and drop things that you can put on there just to make your funnel. Now, this is a simple capture page that just works, okay? It's incongruent with the sales page, so that when people go here and they put in their information, and now they're going to go to the thank you page, it's going to have congruency. It's going to look the same colors and everything. Okay, so now let me show you what your thank you page is going to be looking like. But first, I want you to go to the settings right here, and I want you to make sure that the thank you page is on default. Now, if you had a website, you could make, your own capture, confirmation, thank you, have your website set up for whatever you're doing it. And that's the advantage of having a website. And that's why I think once you get going and you start making some money, you should absolutely invest into a website, because also it's going to bring you traffic to your offers. Okay, so we'll get into that later on as we communicate together. But for now on, let's make this a default, okay? And if they're already subscribed, let's keep them on the page, okay? So now we're going to save those settings. Now we're going to go to the capture page, the thank you page. Now the thank you page, I took the liberty of making up before we even started this, because I didn't want to take the time to go through it. You already did the capture page, so it's basically the same thing. All I did was, instead of bring it in a picture from Canva, I actually, these are actually, and if you unlock it right here, these right here, you can actually create by dragging the text over here, like this, and then you could type into it. I'm sure you've seen me do this yesterday. Then you could type in anything that you want there. And that's how I created this. I just made the font bigger. I also did it in Arial. Arial. And, I made the color what I had here. And so if you type anything here, as you can see, it's going to be like that. And then all you have to do is come here and make it bigger. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so that's just how you do that. And the same thing with down here. Now, this picture I imported, you don't have it in your pictures yet. So if you come here and you add a field, say, and you bring an image over here, all you're going to do is you're going to replace the image. As you can see, I got it here. If you didn't have it here, you'd click Add Files, and you drag this image up there to use. So if I put this in here, you see how it's like that? What you do is you double click on this and you get these black lines. That way you can get the full book. So you click there, you click there, you click there like that. And you can bring this in even some, because you don't want it to take up more space than it has to. Then once you click out of it like that and you click the book again, whoops, only click it once. And you click the book once again, now you can move it wherever you want to. You can make it as big as you want to. It'll follow itself, okay? And that's how you do that. Now this over here I did do with Canva, and you start out with you could do a 400 or 500 by 500 box. And here it is right here. So I just created everything right here. And it's got this check your email and look for an email from Ray with the subject line. But we'll get into all this later. I just wanted to show you that how I did that. So I wanted to show you also how to put the download button here. As you can see up here in this field, there's a download button, and all you do is you click and you drag it down here. I'm not going to be able to get one down here because I already got this one down here. But in order to put your URL in there, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to layout rather. You click on that thing and you go to layout. So this is where you put the URL to go to your sales page, right? Right there. So that's how you do that. So again, you're here, you take this download button, you drag it over here, put it there, and then you go to layout, and then you put your URL in there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to save it, right? And then we put the picture here. So, okay, see, I want to explain to you the reason why we set things up like this. Now, what you need to understand is that when you're an affiliate marketer, you're actually selling somebody else's stuff, right? This is somebody else's stuff. So you're introducing people who come into your list to somebody else and their products and services. So you have to have some sort of in-between that introduces you to the person on your list so that they have to know who to pay attention to. So that would be you, right? And then even though this is called a thank you page, it could also be called a bridge page. Some people call it a bridge page. So the reason we do this is if you send somebody straight to somebody else's sales page without a capture page or a bridge page, number one, you're not building your list. And number two, you're just sending all of your leads to somebody else. And then if you don't add a handshake page or the bridge page, nobody knows who you are. So without having this part in there, and without having your capture page, you're actually skipping all these pages, and you're basically introducing all the people that you worked hard to get on, to the sales page. You're giving them to somebody else's list, and they're going to be able to market to them and not you. And they won't even know who you are. They're just going to think there's some kind of robot in between, right? So what you need to do is set up this page in between that introduces you to the person that you are bringing into your list. That's why I call it a handshake page, and like I say, others might call it a bridge page, but they're all the same thing. The page is the introduction of yourself to the people coming on your list so they'll know who to pay attention to and whose emails to open and where to get all of the really great value that you're going to be providing to them over the long period of time. What we're going to do is set up our bridge page, and so it's the same as we did before, like I told you, on the capture page. Basically, all these things, like I said, would just drag and drop. So you got to make sure that your headline is, thanking them for whatever they opted in for. So in this case, it's, thank you for grabbing the Keto Recipes book, right? And you got an image of the book right there. It's in congruency with the capture page. And then you're telling them details on how to get access are below. Now, so what we're doing here when we have this right here, right? Right here, you're going to be saying your keto recipe book is waiting for you. Now, this could have been any other product, whatever product that you decided that you wanted to use in this funnel. It could have been anything for internet marketing, or it could have been anything for self-help or whatever. But whatever your product is, you want them to say your keto recipe book is waiting for you. Check your email and look for an email from Ray with the subject line, whatever it might be, and with an instruction here, FYI, check your spam folder if it's not in the inbox. We do this because it's getting harder and harder to actually get somebody's inbox, but it's even getting harder to actually get them to open up your emails. So what this does is it conditions them to go to their email, look for you, and open your email, because what happens is if you don't do this step, if you just let people download the product and you don't have people opening your emails already, then they're not going to start opening them. And if they don't open your emails, what's going to happen is they're going to end up in your promotional folder, or they're going to end up in their spam folder. Then if nobody's getting your emails, then nobody is getting your offers, and then you're not able to make any sales. So you want to be able to not only get into people's inboxes, but you want them to be opening your emails. So what we're doing on this handshake page or this bridge page is what is called conditioning. And sometimes it might seem like a weird thing to say, like we're training people like animals or something like that. But it's how the human mind works. You're conditioning people all of the time to do certain things. And what we're doing right now is we're conditioning people to take little action steps. We are conditioning people to go to their email right now, to be able to get to the information, because that will condition them to open your emails in the future, to get all the things that you are sending them. And it helps with your email delivery because, again, if people aren't opening your emails, eventually you're just going to end up in a promotion or spam folder and nobody will ever see or ever hear from you. So right now, from the very beginning, make sure you're sending people to open your emails so you get that deliverability into their inbox. And like I said, right down here, you want to make sure that you have this little thing in here. Check your email and look for an email from Ray or whatever your company may be or something like that. But it's honestly better if it's a person. So from Ray with the subject line, and my subject line will be your recipe book is here. So when they go to their email and they see your recipe book is here, they know where to open up the email and download it. Because believe it or not, whatever is on the subject line is very important and is very powerful. Because again, if nobody is opening your emails, no one is reading them, no one is clicking on your links, and you're not making any sales. Simple as that. So that's the first half of this page, okay? And here's the second half of this page. Now, what the second part of this page is to do is actually introduce you. And so you really should make sure that you put your image here. You know, it's good to have a nice, clean image. I had this done by a photographer. And that you put your name down here, okay? So they can connect who you are with a name, right? When you say this is from Ray, they can picture you. You know, like a picture's worth 1,000 words. You ever talk to people on the phone and then you finally meet them in person, you always have a preconception of what they look like, and a lot of times they look a lot different than what you imagined in your brain, right? So it's always good to have a picture. They can connect with the picture. So now also you can keep all this text the same right here. I'm going to have a link to this text that you can just copy and paste in here. But you want to change out, you know, whatever your offer might be. It might not be the keto recipe book. It could be some kind of internet marketing thing or some kind of, you know, self-help thing or whatever. But whatever it is, you want to change that. And, you know, you want to change this little thing here to help you with your weight loss goals. If it's not a diet kind of thing. And then, you know, one last thing before you go, everybody, you know, this is going to be your first opportunity to be able to make your first sale. So now if you remember this is your first offer, and this is where they're going to go when they click that button, right? So you want to get them to this page as fast as possible. So they're going to come in here, they're going to go to your squeeze page, they're going to put in their name and their email, then they're going to get on your email list, then they're going to go to the squeeze page or the handshake page here, and then right from the handshake page, they're going to go right here. So even if they don't go right here, they're still going to be on your email list. But we want to try to get them to this point as possible. So you go from free to the low ticket offer. So this is the first thing that we're going to do right here. So now if we put a little call to action right here, it's going to do a couple of things. And the first thing is it's going to condition them to take action. But the number two thing is going to take them to the sales page a little bit faster, okay? And, you know, the reason why we do this is because if you send people free stuff for days and days and days and weeks, you know, they never see anything paid. You're going to condition them to be expecting free stuff all the time from you, and they'll never, ever buy anything from you. So the best way to condition them is to start expecting to pay, you know, send them pay offers and to let them see one right away. And that's what we're doing right here on this bridge page, is we're conditioning them to know that they are expected, that they will see paid offers. And so that's what we're doing on this page. So the writing says everybody who loves a keto recipe also loves this resource below. So everyone who loves the keto diet recipe also loves the resource below. This button right here is conditioning them to think that they're going to love this, and they're going to click on it. So again, these little subliminal messages are actually conditioning them to not only take action, but to feel a certain way about it. So they're going to expect that they're going to love it. And what we're going to put here in this link to our first offer is to the first product. So again, this page is doing two things. So number one is delivering your product. You want to deliver your products right away. You don't want them to have to wait to whatever it is that you offered them. So by making them go to their emails, it makes sure that you're getting them to open up your emails, that people are learning to expect an email from you, and that they will recognize the emails from you, and that they will actually open them, because then they have a good deliverability from your autoresponder. You will get in the inbox and you will get open, and so people will see your message and they will click on your links. The other thing is that it's introducing you, because again, you're actually in direct competition now with the owner of these products. So you want to separate yourself as soon as possible and show the people that you are of value, that they are listening to you in regards to these products. So make sure you're introducing yourself as quickly as possible. And the last thing it's doing is just conditioning them to expect that they're going to be having to buy paid products. Because like I said, if all you do is send free stuff to people forever, that's all they're going to expect. And then you'll be building a list of basically freebie seekers who will never buy anything from you. So you want them to see the first offer as quickly as possible. And that's what we're doing right here. Now there's another thing that you can do that can really make sure that introducing yourself at a really, really higher level. And you know, this is an advantage that people would have if they had a website, right? Because what do people like more than, you know, pictures and your name and everything like that and some text or whatever? They like videos, right? People love videos. So if you could create a bridge page like this on a website that you own, and you could have a video in here instead of this, and you could welcome them and you could tell them a little bit about your story, and you know, you could get really personal with them and then talk about the what's on the other side of this button and how they're really going to love it, so that the more personal that you make this page, the better. And actually on the video, you can actually walk them through everything about the email and, you know, how to look for it and what it's going to look like and everything like that. So like I said, again, the more that you can personalize it, the better. If you can tell a story about the product that you're recommending, that is the best case scenario. But make sure you at least have your picture and you at least have your name, and you put your name up there so that they all know what to expect. Okay, so now that we have this page, if we unlock it here, we got it all together right here. And if we go to the mobile, we can see that the mobile is not right. So if we click on this right here, we can get it set in the mobile. Okay, and we want to take this and maybe make the font a little bit smaller, like that. Then you can bring everything up here, like that, like that. Make this book a little bit smaller so it looks better, like that. And you want to bring your face up here like that. Put your name up there. Bring this up a little bit, and then bring that like that. If you notice, you're not seeing the whole page here either, so we want to bring this down a little. Do that. Alrighty then, we got that all together, so now we want to save this. Okay, and so that's together like that, and we have also the form. Let's go make sure it's together in here, and it is. Okay, so now we want to save, and we want to save everything here. Okay, so it's all saved. Now that everything's all saved, and we know that in our settings everything's set to default, that's on the default, and if they already opted in, they're going to stay on the page. Okay, so we're going to save that, and so everything's all together, right? Okay, now that you see how we got everything all together, it's very simple, and now you have 2 pages. You didn't need a website, you didn't need email list or anything like that, right? So everything's run off your autoresponder, so you only need one thing, which is your autoresponder, which only costs you $15 a month after the 30 days if you decide to stay with it, or you already have another autoresponder, whatever it may be. You don't need a website or anything like that to get started. But I do recommend, once you start making money, to have a website, because you can start having traffic going to your squeeze page from your website and from your social media. We'll get into the traffic part of it later on as we get to communicate with each other and get to know each other pretty good. And so what we're going to do next on the next video is we're going to talk about the email follow-up. So we're not ready to start sending traffic to this yet. Okay, so we want to talk about email follow-ups and what we're going to do there. So I'll see you in the next video. If you like the content I'm putting here on this channel, come on, support me, man. Go down there and subscribe to the channel. Ting that icon bell so you're notified, so you can see the next module when I come out with it. Talk to you then.